Welcome back to Behind the Gloves. I'm with rank featherweight, featherweight, Josh Warrington, the Leeds Warrior. How are you, pal?
Okay. I'm more or less recovered from my post-fight injuries 5 weeks ago, almost 5 weeks now. Pride's a little bit sore, pride's a little bit dinted and hurts a little bit, but I'm buzzing, man, after just watching Max Hughes pick up the British title. So man, it's mad how different energies can help you out, and you bounce off these things, don't you?
So I'm glad you brought up Maxi. Let's talk about people are going to see it, either they've seen it live or they're going to see it tomorrow, and people are going to say stuff about the stoppage.
Yes.
In your opinion, was that a fair stoppage? And just talk me through how in your eyes it finished.
Okay, I'm going to try. It's going to sound like I'm being biased because I'm a gym mate and a very good friend, but the rules of boxing is protect yourself at all time, listen to the referee's instructions. You know, when the referee calls stop boxing, you stop boxing. I know for a fact if the referee doesn't stop and give McGregor an 8 count, Max had just gone to neutral corner. Even if he didn't give him an 8 count and just said stop and let him adjust himself, Maxi would have just stopped and it would have been okay. But the fact that the ref didn't stop it and Lee turned his back, the fight's still going. Nobody's called stop, so that's no code of conduct of it's kill or be killed in there. It's kill or be killed, so Max has seen opportunity, he's gone for it. It's kind of remind myself of the Victor Ortiz Mayweather. You know, when that happened, Ortiz was like cuddling Mayweather and Mayweather like, whoa, the referee said box on, so you've got to go under the rules, and under the rules, that's fine. It might seem to some people sportsmanship, but like I say, this is an hard game. This is an hard game, and like people get really hurt in there, so you know, you've got to do what you've got to do to make sure you get that hand raised, because you know, if it will shoot on the foot, then we'll all be grovelling and be upset for Maxi, won't we? So next thing he's seen an opportunity, he's taking it, he's got the win.
How happy are you for it?
Absolutely buzzing, because I was just writing an Instagram post before I put this before I did this interview, but this is a fellow who 15 months ago was retired. You know, me old fella, Reece Mould, was in the car with Maxi on our way back from London. He'd just been beat by Liam Walsh, and he said it's over, lads. I think it's over. I only wanted to win a British title, but I think it's over. And that fucking cut through me. Now, like 50 months later, he's had 3 fantastic wins, won WBC International, and won British title. I mean, that's inspirational. It's like his career starting 11 years down the line. So for anybody out there who thinks like they're not going anywhere, just be patient. And not just in boxing, in any walk of life, because that is a fine example. I'm inspired there. I've won a world title, I've won British title, European title, but I'm inspired right here looking at him, man. It's fantastic. Just to bits for him.
It's a great story. You know, his story is a great story, and long may it continue.
Yeah, most definitely.
And, just moving on to you, I spoke to your dad yesterday, and he was a gentleman, you were a gentleman. You didn't make no excuses after you lost to Lara, but do you know you had surgery, and how is the elbow?
The elbow's more or less getting there now. You know, it takes a keel surgery, so it's not as drastic as some other surgeries you may go through. Still have to be careful with it a few weeks, and let it rest for a few weeks. And I sustained a few other injuries from that fight: shoulder, eardrum, jaw. But they all heal over time. You know, get stronger over time. It's like I say, it's the thing of pride and your mentality. But more than anything, it's giving me an eagerness. You know, I feel fucking driven, like I ain't done for a long time. Listen, the talk of world titles and unification fights have always been driving me. But like going into that fight against Lara, I probably kind of thought I would have given. I kind of thought I would have given, and just like took me off the ball and looking at the bigger picture. Now it's like I'm back to fucking, I'm being pushed back a little bit, and it's kind of a little bit of a wake-up call, a little bit of a fucking slap round face. You can't take nobody for granted, and nothing's ever given. So can't wait to be back and rewrite that fucking, I won't say mistake, because it was Lara's night, but get redemption.
And I think Eddie said something on TalkSport that it's looking like September, heading the stadium with a crowd. Like, I want to ask you about, obviously, a lot of 2020 you weren't active, and we know you feed off the crowd. We know your fans lift you. When you're in a tough spot, they're probably one of the reasons you can get yourself out of a tough spot. Are you looking forward to? Are you itching to get back into that ring?
Yeah, most definitely, and even more so with the crowd there. It was a weird scenario fighting in front of nobody. It's like I've been more nervous for sparring sessions. And that's like when I'm going into that last fight. It was like it didn't feel like a fight. You know, over years I've perfected my emotions in walking into a fight. Like when I first come through scene, like many months ago, I'd be nervous before walking into a venue. And then over time, experience, you learn to deal with these situations. And I get to a stage where I'd leave change rooms, I'll be fine. And then as soon as I walk through the doors and I start making my way to the ring, I'd see people's faces. And then I mean, I'd start, beating and adrenaline kicking, and I'd be feeding off that. But it was different having nobody there and having been out for 15 months. Completely different. And ideally, if it's a perfect world, I come back, I'll adjust a few things if I had to fight in front of no crowd again. But I'd like to think that when we do come back, there will be a crowd there and I can feel the fight again.
Another thing I want to touch on is, like I said at the beginning of the interview, you were a gentleman, you didn't make any excuses. AJ is another person who took a loss and he didn't make any excuses. And we know that you had contact with him over a video call. Did he offer you any advice, or what did you guys talk about? Did he offer you anything that kind of lifted your spirits?
I wanted to speak to AJ with him being an heavyweight champion in the world, and apart from Fury being a modern face of world boxing, heavyweight champion in the world comes with a massive burden of publicity, people, your face all over the place, and he got a big profile in Leeds and north of England, and a lot of people know me from that world, but Jesus Christ, this guy can't go anywhere, can he? He's like, his profile's fantastic and massive, so I wanted to know how he bounced back from that. With so much pressure, 10 times like the expectation that I've got, 10 times the fact of the fans' pressure and media and everything else. He just touched on that really, and it was nice to hear how he dealt with it. It was nice to hear how he bounced back from it as well. So just it's learning. I'm not saying that I'm in the exact same position, but similarities. He got a massive shot defeat off this Mexican. I got a massive shot defeat off the Mexican, and I expected to win. So you can learn, and it's taking a few lessons off what he said going forward.
Perfect. Well, we hope to see you back in the ring in September time. And before I let you go, have you got a message for all your supporters, whether from Leeds or the UK?
All then who've sent me a message, taking the time to show me a bit of respect for sport. Man, it means the world. Honestly, a massive thank you. And, we'll redeem ourselves. See you again later.
That's it. Cheers, Josh. We appreciate you talking to us.
Oh, hey there, fight fans. Didn't see you there. If you guys haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go to do so by clicking right here, or else.